Hi, uh, thanks for tuning in. This is Dr. Leon Rosenberg, Medical Director of the Center for Emotional Fitness in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Website www.cfef.com. Phone number 856-857-9500. We do clinical research studies here, and we're passing on this information because we see how long it takes people to come for treatment. A lot of work has been done by many experts around the country showing that people wait on average 10 years before they come for treatment. So I want everybody to become an authoritative layman to understand these psychiatric disorders. And I wrote the book, The Authoritative Guide to Psychiatric Diagnoses. I decided I might as well let people have this information rather than attempting to sell it. And so that's what I've done. I'm putting all this information on my website at the Center for Emotional Fitness.com, cfef.com. So today we're going to talk about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. It used to be called ADD, but that's no longer the exact term. Now there are three main ways that you can have a psychiatric diagnosis of ADHD. ADHD inattentive subtype, ADHD hyperactive impulsive subtype, ADHD combined type, which is both 1 and 2 together. So to have a diagnosis of ADHD, one must have some symptoms that impair you before the age of 7. Some of the symptoms have to be in 2 or more settings, and some of the symptoms have to be impairing. We're going to look at the criteria now based on the DSM-4, although those criteria may be changing with the DSM-5. DSM stands for Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. 4 is 4th edition, 5 is 5th edition. And I developed a mnemonic based on the 4th edition. So 2 mnemonics for ADHD. I'm going to put in front of you. The top one is can't focus. So let's look at that one for ADHD. It's the 9 letters that stand for 9 symptoms of ADHD inattentive subtype. To have a diagnosis of ADHD inattentive subtype, you need 6 of 9 of those criteria, and we're going to look at those right now. So C stands for careless mistakes are made. Well, and just to understand this, what DSM-4 has done, psychiatrists has done, is taken 9 ways of looking at inattention and broken them down to discrete ways of looking at that. And once again, to have an ADHD inattentive subtype, in addition to having symptoms before the age of 7, and the other things we talked about before, impairment in 2 or more settings, significant impairment in 1, you have to have 6 of 9 of these criteria. So C is careless mistakes are made. A is attention cannot be sustained. N is necessary things are lost, scattered, or damaged. T is trouble listening to others. F is fails to finish work or follow instructions. O is organization tasks are difficult. C is concentration requiring tasks are avoided. U is usual and daily activities are forgotten, so stuff you do over and over again. Taking out the garbage, taking your laundry, taking your keys to work. Because you have a meeting, you have to have a certain set of keys that day. So it's not that they're different from lost or misplaced. You just forget to take them. Sounds, sights, and smells are distracting is the S criteria. So to have ADHD inattentive subtype, you need 6 of 9 of those criteria. To have ADHD hyperactive impulsive subtype, you need 6 of 9 of the next criteria. Do I fidget? So difficulty awaiting turn, on the go or driven by a motor, interrupts or intrudes, fidgets or squirms in seat, impulsively blurts out answers, difficulty playing quietly, gets out of seat, excessive running, climbing, or restless, or talks excessively. So the ADHD inattentive subtype, I don't know, I'm going a little long for anybody with ADHD, so I'm going to cut this short. 6 of 9 for the inattentive subtype, 6 of 9 for the hyperactive impulsive subtype. If you have both, you have combined type. Not everybody who has ADHD, or not everybody has difficulty with attention has ADHD. So you can have very similar symptoms. Could really be generalized anxiety disorder or major depressive disorder or perhaps even bipolar disorder, manic episode. ADHD is a diagnosis of exclusion. You want to make sure they don't have those other things, other disorders, and that the other disorder is really more appropriate to be made. The diagnosis is really more appropriate to be made than ADHD, because you want to get treatment on the right track. If somebody has generalized anxiety disorder, some of the criteria, some of the medications to treat ADHD make GAD worse. So tune into the GAD recording to get more information about that. Thank you for listening. Please check out our website further, www.cfef.com or 856-857-9500 for more information. We're doing clinical research studies on ADHD, GAD, MDD, bipolar depression at various times. And if you have one of these disorders and be interested in being in a clinical research study, feel free to call our office or contact us. If we don't have a study or you're not in our area, we'll hopefully direct you to somebody who does. Thank you. 856-857-9500, www.cfef.com.